them to bring another item, supplementary item, to give them approval to spend. Why that is going on? The governor can still spend 50% of that last budget. There's only one consolidated revenue account now. The House of Assembly does not control it. It's provided under the Constitution.
The former speaker also said banks cannot honor any directive or resolution from the legislative arm.
They don't have such powers now. They're not signatories to the account now. See, the legislature is different from finances, so it's from the executive. That consolidated revenue account is the account that the federal government pays everything due to the state. To spend from it, you are required to have a budget. Once you have a budget, you draw down from that budget. The state government has accounts now. The Accountant General of the state, the Commissioner for Finance, has a signatory to most of those accounts. The House of Assembly resolution will stop them now. No bank will listen to House of Assembly say don't spend money. It's none of their business now.
And now, chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, says the forum, the party's board of trustees, the National Working Committee, and other organs of the party will support the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to resolve the political crisis in the state. Governor Mohammed said this while reading the communique at the end of its meeting in Enugu. The chairman of the PDP Governors Forum also advised those fanning the embers of conflict and distracting the governor to stop.
Forum knows the crisis in Rivers State of the party and commits to supporting the governor of Rivers State and also resolve that the issue could be done through the political solution that will be required and other measures that all the leaders, the organs of the party will be committed so that we can go together and resolve this issue with minimal friction and division or rancor.
Away from that, some indigents of Boni local government area of Rivers State are hoping for improved security on the waterways following the Supreme Court judgment, which granted full financial autonomy to local government. In an interview with our correspondent, they urged local leaders to ensure the provision of social amenities and accountability in governance.
This is the time where people would really want to begin to ask questions, because right now you have all of the finances coming direct. The first thing I feel they should address on the island is internal road. The roads are very bad. Then social amenities. Our health facilities are not quality enough. The water we have is not consumable. I can't count homes that can actually consume the water we use on the island. It's really bad.
Prior to this time, we have not really had any government presence. We have issues of insecurity on the waterways, internal road construction, connectivity between communities that are in Boni Kingdom, educational centers.
Similarly, some residents of Kana local government area are hoping for infrastructural and human capacity development.
The expectations of the people in my LGA will be human capacity development, to provide the LGA with lots of opportunities such as owning their own institutions at the LGA level. Also expects a judicious use of this opportunity. In most cases, they will also be probed or investigated by FG.
The chairman is supposed to focus on agriculture. Agriculture is one of the basic needs for the community.
It's a welcome development. In Kana local government area, we have a bad road network. The chairman does not have to wait for the state government. We're expecting more projects from our administrator: power projects, water projects, road projects, healthcare projects, educational projects.
As you may know, local government will receive 20.6% of the country's monthly revenue allocations directly into their account, while the states receive 26.72% and the federal government retains 52.68%. Now, some residents of Elechi Beach in Mile 1 axis of Diobu Port Harcourt metropolis have called on the River State government to prioritize their environment by providing a public toilet in the area. It followed a resolution passed by the Victor Okojumbo-led River State House of Assembly for the construction of public toilet facilities across all 23 local government areas. A step by the lawmakers aims at combating open defecation in the state. Speaking with our correspondent, the resident said it would improve their hygiene and health.
Government supposed to give us toilets because mostly our married women and the men are suffering. We don't have any toilet. Our own is a waterfront, and that is why we need it. It's not like upland area where you can dig a sock away. So we are only appealing to government if they can give us a Piaz latrine system such that is being obtainable at Abonima, Opopo, Buguma, waterfront.
We don't have toilets here. It's necessary building a toilet system in Ilechi because it will be profitable for us so that women and men too can have access to toilets.
We need up to 4 toilets because the place is big and large.
In other news, a human capacity development expert, Chinedu Ewuzie, says there is need for thorough research and understanding of the people's needs before implementing advanced policies. It follows President Bola Tinubu's announcement that 24 million Nigerians are set to benefit from the federal government's Human Capital Development Initiative. While speaking on Nigerian 4FM's Talking Figures, Mr. Ewuzie said that every country must ensure there is a thorough assessment to identify the problems and understand the people's needs.
Any advanced country, before you even come up with any policy to implement, there's research to suggest and identify the peculiarities of the different geographic areas. It's like producing a product, you want to be sure who's going to consume it. Developing a policy or injecting funds, you need to be sure who are the people, what are the different areas. You must have research. You must have some scientific process for establishing what the challenges are or what the different regions are. So that's the first step. Let's have that basis and understand what the needs are and come back and develop policies that match needs.
Mr. Ewuzie also urged organizations to have a training and development plan for their staff.
Doing business in Nigeria is tricky. It's like balancing so many things at the same time. And you need to be sure that your employees have the right capacity and the right attitude to be able to cope with the challenges of doing business in Nigeria. Every business is going through one, turbulence in a good way or in a bad way. Every organization, no matter how small, has to have the training and development plan. You must sit down and ask yourself, look, this is where I'm going. My business is 1 million today. I want to grow it to 2 million. First, identify where you're going as a business. Identify the skill sets that you require to take you there. But if you don't have a plan right now, you're being fired.
Recall that the federal government announced earlier this month that 24 million Nigerians are set to benefit from the federal government's Human Capital Development Initiative. The policy aims to improve education, healthcare, and skill training across the nation. The Talking Figures radio program is a business show that airs every Wednesday at 2 p.m. It is hosted by Chioma Ezenwafo. Still to come, federal government bans admission for under 18 years. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. Secretary to the River State Government, Tammy Danagogo, says caretaker committees of the 23 local government areas are to head the local organizing committees to distribute the 21,650 bags of grains donated to the most vulnerable in River State by the federal government. He said this while representing Governor Fubara at the state government and NEMA joint flag-off of the federal government grain distribution in Port Harcourt on Wednesday. He, however, encouraged the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to consider bringing food items that are easily consumed by indigents of the South like gari, rice or beans to its next intervention.
We view this intervention as very timely and very welcome. And we want to assure you, NEMA, and assure Mr. President and the people of River State that His Excellency the Governor has, in conjunction with NEMA, put in place adequate machinery to ensure that this food gets to the farthest part of this state so that every section of this state will benefit from what you have provided today.
Our correspondent reports that the food items consist of about 3,680 bags of gari and 17,970 bags of corn. Meanwhile, an agriculture consultant, Charles Okoro, is wondering what criteria will be used to select the most vulnerable for the distribution of bags of grains in River State. Mr. Okoro spoke in an interview with correspondent Onyeka Chimusu.
At the criteria, what was the yardstick they used to identify who are the poor people? So I'm talking about we getting an everlasting solution to the, what stops Thailand doing that? Their farmers, they are encouraged. They created an enabling environment for them. This is a capital fly. You have used the money that we could have used to turn around the economy of the agricultural sector and go and boost the money already existing in those foreign lands like Thailand and other countries where they are.
Also, the chairman of the Rice Producers, Processors, Millers and Marketers Association in River State, Godwin Wagwagwo, believes that the best way to address the rising cost of food items is for the federal government to support farmers with different incentives.
We shouldn't depend on the importations only. Production, processing, and also exporting out will help us. Farmers should be encouraged to go to farm. The federal government should allocate at least two bulldozers with 5 tractors to each of the 774 local governments, including Abuja, so that these equipments will be nearest to the farmers and it will be more accessible to farmers. What we are talking of is commercial agriculture. It's not the time we will go back again, tilling the soil with primitive ways.
Mr. Godwin also called for a permanent solution to the security of farmers and their product.
Security is very key in agricultural emancipation. We should tighten on the security. We should check the activities of herdsmen and sign into law the new law proposed by the House of Assembly pertaining ranching so that farmers can go to farm. It's not where a farmer will invest on a field and what he invested will be damaged by the herders.
As you may know, the federal government said it has granted a 150-day duty-free import window for food commodities like husk, brown rice and wheat, and the suspension of duties, tariffs and taxes for the importation of some food items. Away from that, members of the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria University SANU and Non-Academic Staff Union of University SANU have converged at the Unity Fountain for a national protest. The protesters are demanding the payment of their 4-month withheld salaries and the renegotiation of the 2010 agreement with the federal government, among other demands. However, security operatives have locked some of the protesters out of the premises. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, has banned admissions for candidates under the age of 18 into tertiary institutions in the country. Mr. Maman announced this during the 2024 policy meeting of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. The minister said a new curriculum would be introduced for secondary schools nationwide by September 2024. Meanwhile, Managing Director of the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, NELFund, Akitunde Sawyer, says the students of tertiary institutions who have successfully applied for the federal government's loan scheme and who are starting fresh academic sessions will begin to receive credit alert from next week. And now straight to business. The Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria says the landing cost of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, is now 1,117 naira per litre as of Tuesday, July 16, 2024. The association revealed that the landing cost of diesel was 1,157 naira per litre, while that of aviation fuel was 1,127 naira per litre. In entertainment, Afrobeat singer Rema has stressed the importance of artists maintaining the Afrobeat culture to ensure Nigeria's dominance in the African music scene. In sports, the Super Eagles have dropped to 39th position in the latest FIFA rankings, slipping one place from their previous rank of 38th. And on the international scene, 7 people have died, including 3 young children and a teenager, in a fire that broke out in the early hours of Thursday in the southern French city of Nice. The local prosecutor said officials were investigating the blaze as a potential arson attack. The mayor of Nice said they had images that clearly showed the fire had been caused by petrol poured into a stairwell by hooded people during the night. That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Former Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly John Gore-Labour has slammed the Amehula-led lawmakers' letter stopping River State government spending. The federal government has banned university admission for under 18 years. And on the foreign scene, 7 children have died from suspected arson attack in France. The news was edited by Onyekachi Nwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Monyele. Many thanks for listening.